Hello students, today we will discuss various pigments associated with photosynthesis, the location where photosynthesis occurs, as well as the spectral quality responsible for photosynthesis. Now, at first we will find out where the photosynthesis occurs, location. So if we consider the location, we know that green leaves are responsible for photosynthesis, as well as the young herbaceous stems which are green also, they are also region where photosynthesis occurs. Now, if we go on for a dorsiventral leaf, we will find that this is the upper epidermis, this is the lower epidermis. These are the without cells without chlorophyll, except the guard cells of the stomata. And this inside this upper and lower epidermis, there are the mesophyll tissue, which are green in color, contains lots of chloroplasts. In dorsiventral leaf, the upper mesophyll tissue, these are the palisade parenchyma and the lower are the spongy parenchyma. Both are richly supplied with chloroplasts, and so is the region for photosynthesis. Now, if we go on for the isobilateral leaf or monocot leaf, there also we find that upper and lower epidermis does not contain any green cells except the guard cells, but inside this there is the mesophyll tissue, clear, which is not differentiated but contains lots of chloroplasts, so green in color, and is the main region for photosynthesis. So in both the cases we find richly supplied, the cells are richly supplied with chloroplasts. So let us have an idea about the internal structure of the chloroplast. So if we go on for the internal structure of the chloroplast, we will find this is the double membrane bound organelle, clear, which are present in the mesophyll tissue, and inside it is a fluid filled region called stroma, and there are the sac-like structures called thylakoid. These thylakoid are stacked to form grana. These grana are interconnected by stroma lamellae or fret. Now, these grana, the thylakoid of the grana contains the chlorophyll, clear, the green pigments, and so which traps the sunlight, as well as the stroma lamellae or the fret also contains chlorophyll or the green pigment which traps sunlight. So these grana and the stroma lamellae or fret, clear, this is the region where we find the light dependent part reaction of the photosynthesis. This is called light reaction or photophosphorylation occurs in this phase, where there is the production of ATP and NADPH, which is stored for the next part. And the fluid filled region, the stroma contains all the enzymes responsible for carbon assimilation, clear, for formation of glucose and other carbohydrates. So this is the region where the biosynthetic phase or reduction of carbon dioxide to glucose takes place. Next are the pigments. If we consider the pigments, chlorophyll A is the main reaction center, clear, which is mainly responsible for photosynthesis. Chlorophyll B, carotene, xanthophyll. This carotene, xanthophyll together are called carotenoids. Chlorophyll B, all these are accessory pigments. What do you mean by accessory pigments? Accessory pigments are those pigments which absorb light and transfer it to chlorophyll A, but they does not directly take part in reaction. Clear, and chlorophyll A is the main reaction which directly takes part in the reaction. Now, if we go on for the structure of chlorophyll, we will see that chlorophyll contains a central magnesium. This is a porphyrin head with 4 chiral rings, clear, and there is a long phytal chain. So as a porphyrin head and a phytal chain, and in the second chiral ring, the third carbon in chlorophyll A, there is a methyl group, clear, and in chlorophyll B, here it is substituted by aldehyde group. So this is about chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. If we go on for the empirical formula of chlorophyll A, we will find C55H72O2N4Mg. Clear? But chlorophyll B, since the methyl group of chlorophyll A is substituted by chlorophyll aldehyde in chlorophyll B, so it is C55H70 O6N4Mg. The color of chlorophyll A is bluish green, color of chlorophyll B is olive green. So these are the differences between chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. And chlorophyll B, A always acts as a reaction center, and chlorophyll B and carotene xanthophyll, they act as the accessory pigment which absorb lights and of various wavelengths. The advantage of having these accessory pigments is that they absorb lights of various wavelengths and passes to chlorophyll A. So these plants can use the maximum wavelengths, clear? And not only that, they also protects chlorophyll A from photooxidation. So these are the advantages of having accessory pigments along with the reaction center chlorophyll A. Next is the spectra, light spectra. If we go on for the light spectra, we'll find that these are the various wavelengths, 400, 500, 600 and 700 nm, and this is chlorophyll A. You can see here, this is this bluish green, this is the chlorophyll A. This is the maximum absorption region of chlorophyll A, which ranges round about 450, clear? And here it is around about 700. Now if we go on for the chlorophyll B, we will see it is about 480 to 500, clear here, and here it is about round about 680 to 700. Now if we go on for the carotenoids, that is carotene and xanthophyll, this yellow line is for carotene and xanthophyll, which ranges about 400 to 500. Now these are the various absorption spectra of various pigments which we have discussed earlier, and now this is the action spectra. So if we see, you see this action spectra means the spectra at particular spectrum, light spectrum, where we get maximum rate of photosynthesis. So this is the particular light spectrum where we get maximum rate of photosynthesis. So you can see here, you can match there, clear? So if we go on for the structures, you will see that this is the action spectra where we get maximum rate of photosynthesis, and this is the absorption spectra of chlorophyll A, which are coinciding, clear? So chlorophyll A being the main reaction center, here the action spectra coincides with the absorption spectra of the chlorophyll A. Another thing which we want to discuss here is the light harvesting complex. Now what is light harvesting complex? We know that pigment essential for photosynthesis is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene, xanthophyll. Now they remain all together in a complex form which is called light harvesting complex. Now in a light harvesting complex, at the center there is chlorophyll A, which acts as a reaction center. Other pigments like chlorophyll B, chlorophyll, xanthophyll, carotene, all these pigments, they remain associated with chlorophyll A. Round about 200 to 300 pigments are there which remain associated with chlorophyll A, and they act as accessory pigments. So chlorophyll A is the main reaction center, and other 200 to 300 pigments which remain associated with chlorophyll A acts as accessory pigment. Now what happens when light falls? Clear? There are various wavelengths absorbed by various pigments. So when light falls, these pigments absorb their respective wavelengths and finally passes this light to chlorophyll A, which acts as a reaction center. So when light falls, these all accessory pigments, which are about 200 to 300, chlorophyll B, carotene and xanthophyll, they all absorbs their respective wavelengths and passes it to chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A is the reaction center where the reaction occurs. Now, according to chlorophyll A, there are two light harvesting complex. One is photosystem 1 and other is photosystem 2. In photosystem 1, the central chlorophyll A have the maximum absorption at 700 nm. Clear? So in photosystem 1, the central chlorophyll A have an maximum absorption at a wavelength of 700 nm. But in photosystem 2, the central chlorophyll A have a maximum absorption in 680 nm. So there are very difference in their absorptive wavelengths. Clear? So photosystem 1 has P700 and photosystem 2 is chlorophyll A P680. So these are the two light harvesting complexes which are also present, clear, in the and acts as a light trapping system. Now these accessory pigments, they absorb the light, they passes to chlorophyll A, but that is not only the function. So what is the advantage is that they are absorbing various wavelengths which could have been wasted. So they are absorbing various wavelengths which could have been wasted and they are utilizing it and passes it to chlorophyll A. That is one thing. Other one is that if this intense light has fallen on chlorophyll A, the chlorophyll A would get photo-oxidation. But as these light accessory pigments absorb various wavelengths, so the chlorophyll A does not get such intense light so that it can get photo-oxidation. So these accessory pigments also protect chlorophyll A from the photo-oxidation. So accessory pigments absorb various wavelengths and protects chlorophyll A from photo-oxidation. So there are two photosystem. Photosystem 1 with central chlorophyll A with P700 and photosystem 2 with central chlorophyll A P680. Okay.